What if I told you that the most pivotal moment in Bridgerton Season 4 doesn't take place in a grand ballroom or during a dramatic scandal? It happens somewhere quiet, unexpected, a small countryside cottage, humble, secluded, almost hidden. But in that unassuming place, Benedict and Sophie's love story quietly takes root. And if Netflix skips it, they risk missing the very soul of their romance. While Bridgerton is known for spectacle and social intrigue, Sophie and Benedict's journey thrives on intimacy and vulnerability. In Julia Quinn's An Offer from a Gentleman, there's a turning point that defines everything. After rescuing Sophie from the unwanted advances of her employer's son, Benedict, ill and clearly unwell, brings her somewhere safe, his countryside cottage. What begins as an act of protection becomes something deeply transformative. Removed from judgment and status, they begin to see each other not as aristocrat and maid, but as two people, flawed, curious, and open-hearted. As Sophie nurses Benedict through his fever, the walls between them crumble. The connection they form is immediate but authentic, tender but real. It's the only time in their story where the world's rules fall away, and that freedom allows love to bloom in its truest form. The series can adjust details, timeline, pacing, drama, but removing this moment would be like tearing out the heart of the story. Because without that quiet refuge, we miss where their love truly begins. And in every great romance, there's a shadow that makes the light shine brighter. For Sophie, that shadow is Araminta, the Countess of Penwood, a character who should remain unapologetically cruel. Unlike someone like Cressida, who was given unexpected complexity in Season 3, Araminta doesn't need nuance. She represents the harsh cruelty of a world obsessed with bloodlines and social class. Her hatred for Sophie isn't just rooted in jealousy or bitterness, it's ideological. To Araminta, illegitimacy equals worthlessness. That cold belief system strips Sophie of dignity, and her own daughters suffer under her thumb, too. She spoils Rosamond while constantly belittling Posey, considering her too plain, too soft, too useless. That kind of favoritism poisons the household Sophie grows up in. And it's this bitter environment that shapes Sophie's incredible strength. Her arc isn't about bold rebellion. It's about surviving cruelty with grace and never letting that cruelty define her. When Sophie eventually finds herself at the Bridgerton household, working for Violet, everything shifts. For the first time, she walks into a space that welcomes her. Her gentle charm, her quiet kindness, her natural ease with the younger Bridgertons, it becomes obvious she belongs. Even before Benedict realizes the full extent of his feelings, he watches her slip seamlessly into his world. It's not just about romance anymore. It's about home, family, acceptance. And seeing Sophie in that environment makes Benedict realize something profound. This isn't just someone he's drawn to. She's someone he can't imagine life without. And Benedict himself has always been the Bridgerton who questions it all. From the beginning of the series, we see that he doesn't care much for status, titles, or societal performance. He moves through the world with a quiet restlessness, tired of expectations, bored of aristocratic rituals. After the masquerade ball, where he shares a fleeting but unforgettable moment with a mysterious woman, he becomes disillusioned. The search for her ends in disappointment, and he retreats from the season entirely, seeking refuge in art studios and quiet escapes. When he reconnects with Sophie, without knowing her identity, that longing for something genuine resurfaces. Loving someone like her, someone outside his social sphere, doesn't shake him. It clarifies everything. He realizes what he's always known deep down. That love, real love, matters more than society's approval. And when he makes his choice, he does so without hesitation. Because Benedict has always been the one willing to walk away from everything fake for something real. There's another quiet layer to Sophie's story that deserves to stay intact. Her relationship with Posey. Even in a home where she's treated like a burden, Sophie finds in Posey one of the only sources of warmth. Both girls suffer in different ways. Sophie, because of her status, and Posey because she can never live up to Araminta's shallow ambitions. That shared pain draws them together. And in the end, it's Posey's bravery that changes Sophie's fate. She defies her mother, exposes the truth about Sophie's dowry, and in doing so, stops Sophie from being shipped off to Australia. It's a small moment, but incredibly powerful. Posey chooses love and loyalty over fear, and that quiet act of rebellion helps set Sophie free. Of course, none of this would matter without the moment that began it all, the masquerade ball. Sophie, stepping into a dream in a borrowed gown and hidden identity, captures Benedict's attention like a spark in the dark. But imagine this. Instead of experiencing the night through Sophie's eyes, what if the show lets us see it from Benedict's? Watching him fall under the spell, drawn to a woman he cannot place but can't forget, only to lose her in the crowd, that would make their eventual reunion even more satisfying. Seeing his longing, his confusion, and then finally, his realization, would bring new weight to every step of their journey. What makes Sophie so compelling isn't just the love story, it's her endurance. As an illegitimate child, left behind and used as a servant, she's given every reason to grow bitter. But she doesn't. She chooses kindness. She holds on to her sense of self. She survives, and does so with quiet dignity. So when she and Benedict finally find their way back to each other, it's more than just a romantic ending. It's a story of freedom, of identity, of being seen, fully and truly, for the first time. If Bridgerton Season 4 truly wants to honor their love story, it already has all the pieces. The warmth of the cottage, the pain of Araminta's cruelty, the quiet strength of Sophie, the restless heart of Benedict, the masquerade that starts it all, and the proposal that finally brings everything full circle. Thanks for watching. If you're just as enchanted by Benedict and Sophie's journey as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments.